To all the men and women, take a moment to picture a life where your income and goals are not only possible, but also 1,000 times better than you ever imagined. As a speaker, I'm not the only person in front of you today. I'm also a messenger of hope, filled with strategies and ideas that can help you reach success levels you never thought possible. It's been way too long since we broke free from the chains of mediocrity and chose to live instead of thrive. To my friends, though, today is the start of a new journey toward financial success and personal happiness. Let's let go of the chains of doubt and fear as we start this journey together, and instead focus on the endless possibilities that lie ahead of us. Because deep down inside our minds is the power to make our deepest wishes and hopes come true. We can open the vault of wealth that lies within us by making sure that our thoughts, beliefs, and deeds are all in sync. But let's not be scared off by how big the job is. Instead, let's break it up into steps that we can handle, each one getting us closer to our end goal. With unshakable resolve and determination, let us move closer to our goals every day, knowing that every small victory brings us one step closer to the life of our dreams. As we learn the strategies and techniques that will help us reach new levels of success, let us do so with open minds and hearts, knowing that we all have the power to change our lives. Let's start this path of self-discovery and empowerment together, sure that we can reach greatness and open the doors to a future full of wealth and abundance. Imagine knowing every morning that your goals and income are about to go through the roof. I'm going to tell you how to grow your business by 1,000%. Let me take you on a trip where everything is possible. There's no doubt that many of us have trouble reaching our goals and making more money. We tend to get stuck in habit and comfort, which limits what we can do. Things are going to change soon, though. A growth attitude is the first thing that you need to do to be successful. Focus on chances instead of problems. Wait until the end of the movie to hear about John. He went from being an employee to a billionaire by changing the way he thought about things and using what I'm about to teach you. Now let's begin. Today I'm going to show you how to make your income, performance, and productivity go up by 1,000% and then go up by 10 in the years to come. This method is built on the law of progressive improvement, which says that people get better over time. I call it the 1,000% formula. Not everyone goes from being normal or mediocre to amazing all of a sudden. Keep in mind that it takes between 5 and 7 years to learn your craft, become the best at what you do, and be in the top 10%. You should start soon. The law of accumulation is another idea that the 1,000% formula is based on. This law says that success comes from a lot of small efforts and sacrifices that no one notices or values. In a beautiful poem, Henry Wadsworth said, "Extraordinary men and women who reached and mastered the high peaks did not achieve it with a sudden flight. While their companions slept, they struggled in their night ascent." This means that while most people watch TV, hang out with friends, and have fun, those who will be extraordinary in the future are working hard and learning new things. Little by little, they get better. The simple key to success is to get a little better every day. This is called continuous and permanent growth. Now, I want to ask you a question. Could you make 0.1% more progress in your work, performance, and success in just one day? You could get to work a little earlier, work a little harder, stay in the office a little later, and focus on your most important tasks to get 1,000 times more done in one day. What do you think happens when I ask this question in a lecture? Yes, that can be done in 30 seconds. Each one says the second. They could do it again the next day if they did it the first time. They say, yes, of course. What about days 3, 4, and 5? Of course. Could they do it all week? They might be able to get 0.5% more done the following week. If 0.1% for 5 days leads to 0.5% the following week. The people in the crowd would have answered if they really wanted to. Sure, if they got more done the first week, they could do it again, right? Adding, of course. At this point, an interesting thing called the momentum principle starts to happen. The flow of the situation pulls one along, like going to the gym every day. We already know that it gets easier each day, and that if you do it every day for a week, you can do it every day for the next 3 weeks. In 1 month, this adds up to 2%. People say, yes, you could keep getting better in the second, third, and fourth months. Yes, you could do it all year long. There are 52 weeks in a year, since there are 12 months with 4 weeks each. In a year, if you get better by 2% every month, you'll have gained 24%. You could be 24% more productive in a year if you worked on yourself, organized your time better, and focused on important tasks. Do you believe this? Of course, the answer is yes. You could get twice as much done in a month if you really wanted to. I think 24% a year is a fair amount. I did that for a year. Then it was easy for me to do it the next year, the third and the fourth. Yes, your income will go up by the same amount if you improve your performance, results, and output by 24% per year. In the same way, in 3 years, you will double your income, efficiency, and productivity. All of your efficiency, performance, results, and income would have gone up by 140% if you added up the results of the last 10 years. Strangest of all, if you improve yourself by 0.05% every day, 0.5% for 5 days, 2% every month, and 24% every year, you'll be 10 times better and make more money in 10 years. A young friend named Chris came up to me at a seminar in Seattle and said, "It's been 7 years since I took your seminar. I've been practicing your 100% formula every day, and it doesn't work." I asked, "What do you mean?" "Well, I've been getting up early every day and also doing several of the things you recommended, but your formula doesn't work. My income didn't increase tenfold in 10 years, he said. I asked again, shocked. Then I saw him smile in a naughty way. "In just 7 years, I made 10 times as much money as I did when I first met you. Your formula is the most amazing thing in the world. It changed my life and made it possible for me to give my family a great life. We now live in a beautiful house and my kids go to private schools. It's truly wonderful. Here are the 7 steps that make up the 1000% formula. First, every morning, get up 2 hours before your first appointment or office time and read something educational, motivational, or inspiring for 30 to 60 minutes. You should read something that makes you better at the job you already have. As I said before, you can finish a book in a week if you read for 30 minutes to an hour, 50 books in a year if you read one every week. It takes 10 years to read all of 50 books. To store them, you'll at least need a bigger house. Now, in the next 10 years, you could make 1,000 times more money if you only read for an hour a day and focused on work-related books. Second, write down and go over your main goals again every morning before you start the day. I think you should use a spiral notebook. Write the date and your 10 goals for that day at the top of the page. This will help you change them in your subconscious, bring out your superconscious abilities, and start the day with a very clear idea of what you want to accomplish. In the next 10 years, you can make 10 times as much money by rewriting and reviewing your key goals every morning. Third, plan ahead for each day. Write down your plans the night before. I'm adamant that you could boost your performance, results, and productivity by 25% just by planning each day. You'll start getting more done the first day you do this. In 10 years, your income will be 10 times what it is now. Fourth, make a list of your chores and decide which ones are most important. This will help you make the most of your time. This is the most important thing you can do to be successful. Pick out the most important thing you can do and spend the whole day doing it. This will change your life in ways you've never experienced before, and in 10 years, it will make you 10 times as much money. Fifth, use your car to listen to radio shows. Around the world, I always meet people who started listening to this kind of radio show and became hooked on it. They watch shows about setting goals, managing time, relationships, sales, business, and making money. This did change them as people, which is true because when you listen to audio programs, your subconscious stores the knowledge. People tell me over and over, I didn't know what to do in that situation, but then I remembered a phrase from an audio program. I repeated it or did what it said and it worked. You never know where a great idea will come from. That's why you need to understand a lot. I met a young man in San Luis not long ago who said he wasn't good at reading, but good at listening. Sadly, he did not have enough money to buy all 6 episodes of my shows, but he ran home for lunch. He asked his mom for the money. He bought the record when he got back. His family lived with him at the time, and he had almost no money. He also drove an old car. He told me, in 4 years, I've made over $500,000. People sometimes ask me, okay, but what if it doesn't work? What if it does? Can you afford not to try? The answer is, what did I do well? This is the first question you should ask yourself after every experience. For example, after a sales call or presentation, summarize what you did well and ask yourself what you did well. When I made a mistake, I used to sit down with a notebook and pen and write down everything I did right. The second question is, if I had to do this again, what would I do differently? Write down all the ways you could improve your performance. It's interesting that both questions have positive answers. Many people used to think that they had to immediately break down and ask themselves what went wrong. But think about this. Anything you think about, imagine, discuss, and remember will be reprogrammed into your subconscious. If you focus on reviewing your mistakes, they will make you more likely to make mistakes in similar situations in the future. On the other hand, if you focus on remembering what you did well and what you could do differently next time, you'll program your subconscious and make yourself more likely to do things well in the future. Seventh, treat everyone you meet as if they were $1 million customer. Start with your family and work your way outward. Remember that everyone thinks they're the most important person in the world. If you treat others as if they could buy $1 million worth of your products or services, they will treat you with the same warmth, affection, and respect. Soon you'll find that the highest paid people in all fields are the ones who are liked by their customers and buyers because they treat them as very special and important. So as promised, let me take you on a journey that will inspire you and show you how the 1000% formula changed the life of someone who took the leap and believed in the power of constant growth. Meet John, the main character of a story that will show you that human potential is truly limitless. I had dreams, aspirations, and a vision of a better future, just like you and me. But unlike many, John decided that he didn't want those dreams to be just that, dreams. He set out on a journey of self-discovery and overcoming that would lead him to push his limits and rise beyond what he thought was possible. John used the 1000% formula as his compass. John's journey is a hymn to transformation through the 1000% formula. Let's dive into the story of John, a young man whose dreams and vision of a tomorrow full of possibilities. His desire to be more productive, perform better, and make more money shone like stars in the sky. But he didn't want those desires to be mere shooting stars. He decided to turn them into bright constellations in the sky of his life. This journey, which he called the 100% formula, is an anthem to personal triumph and inspired transformation. John knew that big changes don't happen overnight, but through the patient mastery of each day. Like an alchemist of constant improvement, he embraced the law of progressive improvement, knowing that, like a dedicated sculptor, he would carve his excellence slowly. He chose to walk in the direction of perpetual growth, a path of consistency and passion driven by the law of accumulation. John made small efforts, which were his allies, and each step, each choice became a step that would take him to new heights. John let the little things he did each day shape his future in the same way that soft water shapes rocks over time. He started using the formula in his daily life right away. Every morning, while everyone else was still sleeping, John, still energized from the night before, spent 2 hours reading books that were like growth seeds in his garden of knowledge. With every word, he was building stronger foundations for his future and cultivating a mindset that was rich in constant learning. Every day, John rewrote his main goals like an artist painting clear strokes on a canvas of his life. Each stroke reinforced his purpose, and each word gave his goals new life. This daily ritual not only confirmed his dreams, but it also kept him focused on his desired future. Planning ahead became his daily compass. In the evening, as the sun went down, John planned his next day. He set priorities and a constellation of tasks in the vast sky of possibilities, weaving his day with the precision of a weaver, making patterns of efficiency and focus. When faced with problems and choices, John learned to ask himself 2 magical questions. What did I do well? And what would I do differently? These questions became beacons of his continuous improvement. Instead of lamenting in the darkness of mistakes, he lit his path forward with the glow of constructive self-exploration. The power of constant learning came in the form of a symphony of voices in his car. Each commute became a chance to soak up information. Like a river waters the land it touches, John worked on the soil of his mind, turning his time into a harvest of wisdom. But the most important thing that changed him was how he treated others. Every meeting, every smile was an opportunity. John saw unlimited potential in everyone, as if each person were a shining gem representing a huge treasure. He treated everyone with the respect and attention that a $1 million treasure would deserve. 7 years later, John was at the peak of his own success. His productivity, performance, and income, which had seemed like faraway stars at first, were now lined up in his sky of accomplishments. He shared his journey with others, showing that the 1000% formula is not just a formula, but a symphony of constant effort and determination. John's story is a dance of overcoming, a message that every day is a blank canvas on which to paint our growth. The seeds we plant today will bloom into a tomorrow full of unexplored possibilities. If you want to change things, every little thing you do or decision you make has the power to do so. John's journey shows us this and encourages us all to find our own way to greatness. To end, I want to share a quote from a visionary. The only thing that will stop us from realizing tomorrow is our doubts of today. Don't let doubt stop you. Trust yourself, your abilities, and the strategies we've talked about today. You are on the way to amazing growth. As we say goodbye to each other, let's think about the journey we've been on and the lessons we've learned along the way. The strategies and techniques we've looked at, they have the power to change not only our financial situations, but also the course of our lives. As you leave this meeting, remember that the path to success is not a destination, but an ongoing journey of growth and self-discovery. See the challenges that lie ahead as chances to grow and use them to fuel your unwavering drive for excellence. Know that with each step you take, you're getting closer to realizing your dreams and aspirations. But remember, friends, that success isn't just about getting rich or famous, but also about making a difference in the world around you. Do what you want with courage and conviction, knowing that you have the power to change your fate and make the life you really want. Let the lessons you've learned today guide you as you work toward your goals, and may your journey be filled with plenty, happiness, and fulfillment. Thank you for letting me share this life-changing experience with you. May you continue to strive for greatness in everything you do, and may your future be filled with wealth and success beyond measure.